Someone's going to ask you, so have you had the little ass boy conversation with Max yet?
Yeah, sure enough. Saw him. He's a big ass boy. But he,
to hate the color red. Like we saw red, we hate red.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Like it was on that kind of level, right? Yeah. And I told him there's a difference between dislike and hatred. Mm-hmm. There's a hatred for the Chiefs.
Is Max your favorite person to break down film or just talk ball with out of all the guys you kind of come across?
He's number one.
Number one?
Yeah. What separates him is his ability to identify the block, however it's coming, and then defeating the block before it ever happens.
The Las Vegas Raiders are looking to claim victory in the AFC West this upcoming season. The Las Vegas Raiders are looking for their wins against high opponents to actually mean something, to not just be fluke wins. The Las Vegas Raiders are 100% one of those organizations that is looking to be taken seriously. And I believe what Antonio Pierce, what Max Crosby and new starting quarterback Gardner Minshew have up their sleeve, it's going to be something that I personally believe I may not be ready to fully unhatch. I may not be ready to fully absorb, that's a better word, absorb everything that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be up for. But I tell you this much, Miles Thomas, hello, hi, before last season kicked off, I believe y'all's over-under was around 6.5, if not lower, maybe 5.5. And I was like, oh, they're getting this. They're getting this. And let me refresh your minds. Jimmy Garoppolo was the starting quarterback to be announced at that time. You know, a lot of things in the favor of Las Vegas wasn't looking the prettiest. You guys still had Josh McDaniels as your head coach. And I said, this team has enough pieces in certain areas for me to be confident that they will get this win total. And a lot of that, honestly, it had to do with what I was expecting on, the quote-unquote depletion, the digression of the Super Bowl champions and the Kansas City Chiefs. I expected them to be a lot worse. And they were at some points, but of course, what they did is they went around and won a Super Bowl. I think things are different. I believe things are going to be so different for this Las Vegas Raiders team. And let's start at the quarterback position. I love the Gardner Minshew signing. I did not want it to be a forced situation going into the draft. You guys won too many games. Winning those 9 games kind of kicked you out of the realm of getting one of the top dudes. And more than likely in the first round, you guys have pick 13, I believe. I don't love the idea of you guys going to shoot the gun on a young rookie quarterback when you already have one in Aiden O'Connell. That's how I see it. A year 2 guy, a guy who didn't look, amazingly great at points in times, a guy who still has a lot to grow from and a lot to learn from. What would the difference between Aiden O'Connell and whoever you pick at the 13th spot in the realm of experience in the National Football League? It'd be the exact same thing. And so the Gardner Minshew pickup, what it does is it gives you some breathing room. It gives you a guy, day one, he's already going to know how to be a professional. He's already going to know how to be a starting quarterback with a franchise that has young talent behind him. He's been in this position multiple times. And you can even, with this degree of quarterback at the starting position in Gardner Minshew, get a quarterback in the 3rd round. Shoot the gun in the 4th round, not do it in the 1st round, because what I'm seeing from this team, just looking at how things ended for you guys, looking at the games that you guys were in all the way to the end, and beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead that a lot of people have forgotten that y'all did. That was a task of Antonio Pierce, Max Crosby, and the boys. Y'all did that. And that was when, look at the world. That was when everyone was like, oh, the Chiefs are actually, they're done. And so I believe in the passion of, if you do something right once, it's something that can be consecutively done. And so you guys went into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. Only a handful of teams can confidently say that they've done that. And the only team at the top of my head right now is the Cincinnati Bengals. And that was a team a few years ago that you guys were seeing week 1 in the playoffs. So many things happened wrong against you guys this past offseason. You're picking things up. Antonio Pierce is your guy. It is very clear that the defense and the offense, the entire organization is falling in line of Antonio Pierce and taking on the identity of Max Crosby of being an aggressive, assertive defense, an aggressive, assertive offense. And so what I think Gardner Minshew does, he opens up a lot of things for Devontae Adams. What I think Gardner Minshew does is he's going to be able to open up Trey Tucker pause in a way that I genuinely believe Trey Tucker is going to be a feared wide receiver in the National Football League. And then we all know Jacoby Myers is just going to get his in some form of fashion. He's so smooth and he's just going to get his. And so we also look for Michael Mayer to take that next step, that second year step, to be more in control of the offense, to have more confidence going against these defensive edges when it comes to the blocking game, and to be more confident when going on those one-on-one catches with linebackers and safeties. I love what Michael Mayer has potentially in his year too. Now, if you ask me, Miles, what do we do with this first round pick? For me, it's very, very simple. I look at your offense, I say, okay, I love what Gardner Minshew brings. He almost brought a Indianapolis Colts team right there to the playoffs. It came to the very last game of the season. He can get you there. I love what the quarterback does. And now at 13, I'm also thinking, okay, what if we just went BPA corner, right? What if we just went the best cornerback available? That's who we get. And so you have Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. He is my cornerback one. I understand people have Kenyon Mitchell as their cornerback one. I have Terrion Arnold. I think he's sound. I think he is athletic. I think he understands that he is limited with the up there speed of these wide receivers that we're seeing, to where it makes him more technical. It makes his preparation way more key. You know, when you have, I'm just going to go in, and I like Terrion Arnold for y'all, but you have Nate Wiggins also out of Clemson, a very fast, very, very fast cornerback. And then you have Quinyon Mitchell. You guys, I think the last piece you need, opposite of Jack Jones, is a solidified corner. We also hope that Tyree Wilson, a very top pick that you guys took last year, takes the step that is needed to where that is not a wasted pick. I know he plays inside a little bit. He could go outside as well. I just need the maturation of Tyree Wilson to really take form, because I genuinely believe that if you guys can get the cornerback position right, once again, drafting for the Kansas City Chiefs, get the cornerback position right, make things a little bit more difficult for that wide receiver group for the Chiefs, and then you have Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby, and don't forget about Malcolm Kuntz, who came on his own agenda this past season and did some great things. All of them just swarming after Patrick Mahomes. And then you have this young secondary, which the secondary is still very young and fresh, that are going to be able to make plays. And then you give the ball to Gardner Minshew, and you give the ball to Devontae Adams, and you give the ball to Trey Tucker, and what this offense has, and big things can happen. Big things can happen. And so, guys, I am ready for the Las Vegas Raiders this upcoming season. We will be going to a game, Real Friends of Football. We will be going to a game because we love the city of Vegas also. And so y'all let us know a few things. What do you want at that 13th spot? I've been seeing things of right tackle. I've been seeing things of cornerback. Do any of you really want that quarterback still? Even with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, do you still want that quarterback position at pick 13? And lastly, I want to know, what are your expectations of the Las Vegas Raiders in 2024? Is it to make the playoffs, or is it to show that the Kansas City Chiefs no longer run the AFC West? You guys let me know. I'm just here asking questions. Like, comment, and subscribe.